Will the 21st century be the Chinese century, just like the 20th century was the American century? Taking my cue from political economist Min-Chi Lee, I think there's reason to doubt that. First off, during the 20th century, the primary reason that the US was able to usurp global hegemony from, for instance, the British Empire was because the British Empire had suffered through two catastrophic wars and had funded those wars through American loans, making it very easy for the US in the wake of the Second World War to build a new world order all around itself and its idea of what global institutions should be like. But unless the US faces a catastrophic crisis of that caliber, it seems unlikely that global institutions like the UN or the IMF or the World Bank will be entirely usurped in the same way that the British institutions once were. Moreover, it is the fate of every up and coming economy to eventually plateau, to saturate external markets, internal consumer markets, and then eventually for its technical level of industrialization to reach a natural high point. And it seems that China will, within the next few decades, reach this very point. The worrisome part would be if it reaches this point without becoming a high level economy, becoming stuck in some kind of middle income trap, because while that would still mean that China has a lot of economic weight to throw around on the world stage, its citizens will not have achieved the kind of welfare that the Chinese developmental project has been promising them. Not unless they go through some fundamental shift in the mode of production, that is. And I remain optimistic that the Chinese Communist Party is still planning something of that kind. All of this is to say nothing of China's oncoming demographic crisis, where a lowering population rate would also slow it down in the manner that we see in Europe these days, and offsetting that through migration, while possible, has not really seemed like the strategy that China has been taking as of yet. Overall, I think the most worrisome situation would be if American hegemony wanes, but nobody is ready to replace it, because this would lead to some kind of multipolar or worse, nonpolar circumstance where there is no clear hegemon regionally or globally, and we may end up with some kind of war of all against all. But this is quite speculative, and I'll talk more about it elsewhere.